we can move on to our next speaker for today. Joyce is originally from the Philippines, but grew up in Madison, Wisconsin, where she's a devoted Packers fan. As a wife, mother, and a Shih Tzu owner, she learned about living benefits firsthand when her mother battled cancer, facing financial challenges due to medical bills. Witnessing the impact of living benefits, Joyce is now passionate about sharing holistic strategies to protect families during life's unexpected turns, believing that everyone deserves a secure and fulfilling life. Joyce is the founder of Legacy Insured Group and plays an active role in the Filipino community in Texas, along with participating in various humanitarian groups nationwide. Ladies and gentlemen, here to talk about Bridging the Gap, streaming live from Texas, USA, let's all welcome Joyce Mesina Garcia.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Um, I'm so happy to be a part of this platform, and I want to thank Apple for allowing me to speak with you this afternoon and share my take on bridging the gap. As many of you may have seen, I actually did have Apple speak to one of our women advocacy event that we had last month, and the theme was bridging the gap, and every single one of them got to share their take on how they bridge the gap. And I'm grateful that I finally get to share mine because this has been my vision, not just within my business, and bridging the gap between uh, different generations here in the US, but as well as from here and in the Philippines. Uh, so I grew up in the Philippines. I came here when I was 10 years old, and I got to go back again when I was in high school, um, and really understood more of the Filipino culture and got to appreciate that. So coming back here as an adult and having a daughter of my own, I really wanted her to be more immersed in our culture, even though she was growing up here. Um, we've taken a trip to the Philippines, and she absolutely loved it. And I've even got to share stories of how my life was growing up, which made her appreciate more of her life here, living in the US with a lot more privileges, I should say. But one of the values that I truly treasure is of how we as Filipinos are such hard workers. If you notice, here in the US, they hire a lot of Filipino nurses coming in, right, to work here. And recently, they hire a lot of Filipino teachers. And they realize that. They realize how Filipinos are hard workers and we are so dedicated. And I want us to be proud of that as women, as a community, as a culture. But unfortunately, I do see how in a lot of the cities, um, they have a Chinatown, they have a Vietnamese town, but we don't have a Filipino town. Yes, we have areas where a lot of like the shops and the restaurants are, but I really would like us as Filipinos be more united in how we are, whether we're in the Philippines or in the US or in Europe, wherever we may be, we want to represent our values, our culture as Filipinos, and not just be recognized. Um, I know we're very talented, right? And not just be recognized for like the beauty pageants and as singers, not to discredit any of that, but more importantly, just our values as Filipinos, how we are as families, how we take care of our parents. And most recently, I know here in the US, especially, a lot of my friends have their children coming back home to live with them. And some may look at that like, why? I actually had to speak to say that that is okay. We embrace that in the Philippines. Children can come back home to live with their parents. And actually, even after they're married, they're still living with their parents, right? In some cases. And those are what makes our culture unique. And I as a vice chair within the Philippine American Chamber of Commerce, really try to live by example. And it's not, it is business. It's trying to help our local businesses here in Austin, especially promoting them and elevating them, but more importantly, of trying to break the generational, like curse of that crab mentality. It's no, we support one another and we encourage one another as Filipinos. And you would be surprised how a lot of the younger Filipinos here nowadays, I see a lot of younger millennials who are very proud to be Filipinos, and they host events like they'll have a Filipino night market where they gather vendors, to show off the Philippine cuisine, um, and different events that I see, in different cities where they actually do want to promote the Filipino culture. So let's stand proud, as Filipinos, not just in our businesses, but everywhere we go, everywhere where we may be able to touch people, touch lives, and show them. It's I'm so proud because now ube is so popular. People are actually like ube flavor. I'm like, yes, that is Filipino. And ube, they have like so many ube flavor, food items now. And even here in Austin, there's a local um, ice cream company called Amy's Ice Cream where they actually have that flavor. So we are slowly, creating that ripple effect globally. And I would love to truly, encourage everyone to take part in how we can make that impact around the world or even within just our community, and stand proud as Filipinos and support one another. Um, I and have more of an abundance mindset, because there's enough business for everyone, and it would be so nice to truly highlight our culture, and with the younger generations to know and be proud of who they are, where they came from. My daughter just graduated high school last night, and one of the things that she wrote about was that I shared with her. I was in the Philippines living there during the EDSA revolution, and she thought that was like the coolest thing. So let's share with our children. Let's teach them some Tagalog words, um, something that they would be really proud of to know where they came from. And so, Apple, thank you so much. I know you have such an amazing mission, doing good digitally, and I'm happy to support that. Ladies, thank you so much for hosting this evening, and thank you for allowing me to speak on my take on bridging the gap. I know I had a speech written out, but like you, Apple, I wanted it to come from the heart and share my story. And I hope this was something that someone needed to hear tonight or this afternoon. Thank you again, and mabuhay.